Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Relationship show. It's good to be back. It's been a while since the holiday season and everything else was going nuts. I'm back and I was sick for a couple weeks, like I think a lot of people are, at least in Michigan, okay? So, not easy, none the holiday, so I'm glad to be back. It's been a few weeks and I'm also looking for feedback for people if you prefer the noon time slot, or if you would like me to go to like at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so I can get more involvement, more engagement that's, happening, going on. Excuse me. I know still a little residual coughing going on and everything. So like I tell people, I trip over my tongue once in a while. This is me. The show, the Art of Relationship show, is unedited, not cut. So when I trip over my tongue, that's what I'm doing. I own it. I'm human like everybody else, okay? So we're going to do, as always, excuse me, a live Q&A. So no matter what the questions are, throw them out there and I'll do my best to answer them, okay? And I hope people that are listening on TikTok and Instagram, it's coming through okay. So I'm hoping everything will go smooth for people out there, and I would love, love your feedback to see what's going on, okay? Because now, instead of the phone on TikTok, I should be able to go through the streaming platform that I'm using now. So those people, I'd love to see you in chat and love to see your feedback and what's going on in the live chat to make sure it is working. So everybody join in, okay? Now, while we kick it off, I'm going to throw the intro. Don't go anywhere with the Art of Relationship show, people. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Art of Relationship show. As always, I am your host, Greg Dudzinski. I'm a fully licensed professional counselor here in Michigan, in Metro Detroit. Woohoo, go Lions, right? And I'm a relationship and sex specialist and have been for over 22 years now, a long time. And I have a lot of grief, a lot of trauma experience as well. A lot of people don't know that as well, okay? So, going to be talking about nightly love rituals tonight. And doesn't matter, as always, okay, going back to, I know it's been a while, the regular format for the show, is that you can throw in your Q&A questions down below, and I'll do the best I can to answer them, okay? And as I'm hoping TikTok is actually going through the live chat. Hopefully that's accessible. So throw your questions down below, people, and I'll do my best to answer them to the best of my knowledge. Okay, so kicking off 2025, everybody talks about, everyone's sick of resolutions, all that stuff. They last a week, they might last a month type of stuff. But I want to, get people involved in not only resolutions, rituals in your relationship, in your marriage. And primarily, if you're not living together, this might be, you can add these tips or ideas when you live together or get married type of thing as well, okay? Because it's hard to do nightly rituals when you are not living together. However, hold on, a caveat. Maybe you could be on the phone. Maybe you could do nightly rituals, even, doing video calls, video chat, that type of situation. And to be able to look at, long distance situations, right? There might be nightly rituals when people are, are military, they're in combat, and, not that the schedule is going to be coincide, but you can come up with your own nightly rituals that work for you. And there's people that over-the-road truck drivers, they travel for business. So this can work for anybody in any situation, okay? Unless you don't want to, that type of situation, okay? So nightly rituals, I use the word ritual because it's more intentional than habits, right? Our nightly habits. Everybody talks about that. I want specifically you to use rituals because they work more for you. They're more intentional. They're more heartfelt. They're more, with your soul. You're doing them because you want to. It's intentional. That's why I don't want people just to have them as a habit, right? A lot of people will look at, hey, you know what? We just are going through, what do I want to say? We're just going through the situation to where people are looking at, you know what? We say, I love you. We give each other a kiss goodnight. But that's where I want people to understand, are you doing it just to do it? It's a habit. Or are you doing it with intent behind it? Is there a little bit of, you want to do it? There's, that it's purposeful, if you want to use that word. That's where I want to use people and be able to look at that situation, look at what is going on that is helpful for you out there in your relationship. And the idea is, right, to kick up connection, kick up passion, and not only, physical connection, emotional, mental connection. Maybe your ritual is watching your favorite TV show, maybe your favorite, podcast. Woohoo, right here, right? And whatever those intents are, I want people to be able to look at in what is happening to, help solidify. And that is the purpose behind you, to be able to look at that you are working towards connecting. That is your purpose. That is your intent, okay? And that's where I want people to be able to look at those situations to be purposeful. Hey, I love you. I want to spend this time with you. And it could be, let's face it, it could be a situation to where, let me change it up a little bit, people. Sorry about that. But that's where I want people to be able to look at, what is happening in those situations, okay? And that's where I want people to understand, hey, I'm doing this because I want to. I want to connect with you. And that's the purpose behind it. And it could be, maybe a ritual is, always kiss me goodnight. And it's done with intent, not just habit. You're doing it because you want to. You actually feel it. It's not the little peck that grandma gives you. You're doing it because you want to, okay? You're doing it to be able to say, I love you, and I mean it. And it's not just, like I said, how many couples I ask, they say, oh, Greg, hey, gee, we tell each other we love each other every day. And I'm like, oh, great, terrific. And then I ask, when was the last time either one of you actually felt loved? When was that first time, or the last time I should say, that you actually felt your person meant it versus it's just a habit, right? A peck on the cheek, that type of situation. People talk about, going on date, doing this. Oh, you're doing it out of habit, whatever, or it's just something to do, but there's no real intent. And maybe it's because maybe you take it for granted and you're not intentional, you or your partner. It only takes one of you to kick this up. You get me? Yeah, let's be real. Your partner, you're waiting for him or her, right, to start this, right? Start whatever, to initiate, doing something together, to initiate these rituals, to initiate talks about increasing the connection in your relationship or marriage, but it never happens. Well, they didn't initiate. Well, you didn't initiate either, right? So that's a situation. Are you initiating this? Hey, you know what? I'd like to kick up nightly rituals, when we go to bed. And like I said, it's hard when two people, they work different shifts. One's on midnights, third shift. The other one might be on second shift or afternoons or days. So you might not have that. But when you do have the nights together, you can still have that nightly ritual. Or maybe the nightly ritual, if you're home, and your partner is working, maybe they can call during their break, during their lunch. Maybe, if you're awake and it's intentional, you're looking forward to it. Oh, I can't wait to talk to him or her. And you can use that as a nightly ritual. Hey, I love you, whatever. Send me a picture. Do a video chat. You look beautiful. Thanks for busting your ass, working like this. And that's where I want people to be able to understand and, what is happening, what is going on. And those are the situations where, you have to find out what works. Maybe a nightly ritual. I mentioned about that. Maybe your favorite TV show, watching a movie. You're watching your favorite podcast. Hint, hint, right? Maybe it's a board game. Maybe it's just listening to music with each other. Maybe it's talking about each other's days, dreams, hopes, that type of situation. Maybe you play board games. Maybe you play, Word with friends with each other. And I try to tell people, if you use your phones, okay, we all are guilty of that. Can you, if you use your phone, hey, look at this. You're sharing each other. You're sharing your favorite social media video or whatever, that you're engaging with each other. But I'm also looking at, what do you do to enjoy? What do you do to feel connected, either mentally, emotionally, or physically, or let's be real, all three? Maybe you're, hugging, cuddling each other while you're showing each other your favorite video or funny video type of stuff on social media. So you can use those to be more purposeful and to enjoy those situations, okay? And on Instagram, 54 every day. Woohoo! Dora, I appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, throw your questions, throw your comments down below, people. And to be able to look at, what is happening and what is going on, that, what works for you. It's got to be purposeful, and it's got to be enjoyable, hopefully, for both of you, okay? And that might not be easy, but ritual, you could sit on the couch and just talk. You can maybe sit on the floor, that type of situation. But you want to be intent. Hey, at the end of the day, you know what? I want to make sure you're important to me. Not only that, but the relationship or marriage is important. We get tired. I'm not talking, we get exhausted. Hey, I'd love to do the rituals tonight. I'm spent. I'm exhausted. Or we get sick, right? Someone has the flu, upper respiratory, whatever. You get me? So this is not, I would love it every night or every other night. It could be a ritual that every, Tuesday and Thursday, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever works for you. But I want you to be intentional with those situations. And it's ironic, everyone's talking about the 2025 resolutions this time of the year. I want them to stick, and I want them to work. And how often do you take each other for granted that, let's face it, we've been together 5 years, 10 years, 1 year, and you start taking each other for granted. They know I love him. She knows I love her. But when was the last time they actually felt it, okay? And you start having doubts because you take each other for granted. Nightly rituals can help enforce and incorporate, if you will, not taking each other for granted. That's why I tell people all the time, I get it. I don't think, for most people, we don't take our person for granted intentionally. Most of us. Some people do. But I want you to be intentional so you don't take each other for granted. And that's why I come up with these, I call them, nightly love rituals that I came up with, 20 years ago, give or take. So you can be more intentional, right? Like people have on the bed, always kiss me goodnight, always cuddle me before we say goodnight. Those sayings, the whatever you want to call them, the monologues or, the sayings, they have them above the headboard in your bedroom, wherever. They're awesome. They're great intent. But if you don't follow through, or what happens if you don't feel it? Man, I don't like you right now. I don't like you right now, right? I get that. But are you able to talk about that? And maybe that is a situation where you can incorporate that. What would it take for you to be able to talk about the challenges, the arguments, the disconnect? without going sideways, without arguing, without fighting, without people bickering, that type of situation. One wants to talk about it and turns into an argument, yelling, screaming. The other one shuts down and doesn't want to talk about it, right? And now you got, I call it that dog chasing its tail situation, to be able to look at, you know what? Yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm going, that type of situation, to be able to talk about it. Hey, you know what? I know we got in this argument, that type of situation. Maybe your nightly or weekly ritual even is what I promote, is being able to talk about the status of your relationship or status of your marriage, that type of situation. Meaning, hey, do you feel loved? Do you feel respected? Do you feel appreciated? Do you feel desired? Yeah, I feel desired, but I'm not sexually satisfied, okay? Whatever it is, are you able to talk about it and discuss the status of your relationship or marriage? We get busy, right? People have kids, younger kids. I have couples, they have triplets, and it's like, oh my, triplets under the age of 3, and I'm like, oh my goodness. My heart just bleeds, because I get it, the time, the energy, trying to work, pay bills, take care of the kids. It's a lot of work, but you have to be intentional and make a little bit of time that your relationship and your marriage is important, that's a priority. That is, the two people that brought those kids into this world. Step families, I'm going to be real, it's a different ball game, because those kids were there before the couple united, okay? So it's a different balancing act. That doesn't mean that, the new step family, if you will, that you don't make each other feel important. No, why would you be together? But it's a different act because those kids were there before you. So you have to also understand what rituals can you put in place, that would make you feel, hey, this is important to us. How each other feels and thinks is important. Hey, what do you need from me to feel more respected, to feel more desired? So this could be, maybe another ritual. Like I said, the status of the relationship or marriage can be a weekly ritual. Some people sit down Sunday mornings, maybe in bed, maybe they have breakfast together, brunch, whatever. Maybe they make it a Friday night thing. Maybe whatever night works for you, or morning works for you, afternoon. So I want people to understand that, hey, you know what? I want what works for us, that we can make a weekly ritual, but separate from maybe the nightly or nightly rituals that you want to put in place, that you enjoy each other. Like I said, I don't care if it's playing naked Twister every night of the week, if that's your thing and you feel connected, or, that you play a board game. Some people are into board games, chess, checkers, Monopoly. Monopoly's one of my worst favorite games, okay? Connect Four, whatever it is, old school Bago, whatever. It could be a board game, a card game. Like I said, your nightly ritual is watching TV, but one person's watching a show on their phone. Be intent and put the phones maybe away, that you stay connected and touch each other. Maybe, hey, you're not used to touching each other while you're watching your favorite show or movie, podcast. Maybe you can, now that it's a nightly ritual, that you hold hands in bed side by side, or you put your leg over your partner, or they put their leg over you, that there's a way of touching and you feel each other. Even better, people might sleep with PJs on, especially in the northern states, right? Some people wear, full, they're head to toe in pajamas, right? Because they get cold at night. I get that. You're touching each other. But this is where I recommend even holding hands, that you touch each other's skin. Notice the big difference between you touch each other and they have clothes, whatever, versus feeling each other's skin. That skin-to-skin contact, even holding hands, right? Holding hands, you're still feeling each other's skin. And that tends to be more electrifying, and it feels more bonded than just touching each other through our clothes. Not a bad thing, but I'm just saying, again, being more intentional. Hey, I want to feel your skin, whatever. And we know there's people out there that have body image aspects. I don't want you to touch my skin. I don't like my body. I feel fat. I feel disgusting. I feel whatever, right? Touching skin, that's where I want you, hey, it's about us. And they don't care. They want to touch me. So can I be okay with that? Can I get rid of or, ignore those body image aspects because my person loves to touch me? And deep down, I do love it. I love that skin-to-skin contact. So maybe that's one thing that you can incorporate into your nightly rituals, okay, people? Hey, Shay, what's going on? I appreciate everybody tuning in on Instagram, everything else. And I believe the chat is not working on TikTok because usually I get a lot of people chiming in, a lot of people joining in. So TikTok, I am sorry. I'm going to have to go back to the old school mechanism to be able to look at so I can see your chats, your comments, your questions. And I apologize. I can't right now see them. So that'll change next week. Again, DM me, send me a private message. Let me know if you would like the show to go to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays versus 12 noon. I went to 12 noon, probably 3 months ago now, that because 8 o'clock I was like, blah, 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 blah. I was tired. I might have back clients, couples all day in my office right behind here, or I'm in my office, it's all around me actually. So I might be drained, whatever, but I can readjust. And the Art of Relationship show is for you to help people out there, to heal trauma, to heal broken hearts, to get more connected in your relationship, in your marriage, and also for the single people out there to go after and have that healthy dating life that you want and without selling yourself out. People listen to me forever. I'm all about self-love and self-respect at the same time as that the relationship or marriage is crucial as well. Self-love and self-respect does not mean you or your partner are selfish. That's different, okay? We do things for each other. That's awesome, right? We show each other we care, we love each other. And how do you do that to incorporate that into the nightly rituals that work better for you out there, people? Again, it is not a easy situation out there when we're tired. Like I said, it doesn't have to be every night. That would be great. But I'm a realist. We're tired. We're exhausted. We're just spent. Maybe a nightly ritual is just, it could be, when I'm tired, exhausted, I love you. I just need to crash, and you touch each other, maybe through the skin. Maybe while you sleep, one person is caressing you if they want to stay up reading or whatever, right? Or on their phone, social media or whatever, that you can be intentional that I'm here. Even though I'm tired, I still want to put my hand on you. I still want to touch you, those situations, okay? What can you do to devise and talk to your partner? What would you like to incorporate as your nightly ritual, but also your, weekly ritual of a status update of your relationship? And I have people, and I don't expect anybody to see this. This is a sheet I give out. There's a lot of lines out there, right? And that's where I talk about, it's called Nightly Rituals, right? About what do you do to incorporate those into your life. And I do give these out to couples. So what I promote or what I talk about on the Art of Relationship show is actually what I do to help couples out right here in my office. So talk about it, understand each other, and be more concrete. What works for you to feel more connected? One question I ask couples individually, I ask, what are you doing when you feel the most connected to your partner? And it doesn't have to match, not at all. And these are part of what works in the nightly rituals as well. One person says, I feel more connected when we're out with friends, or we're mountain climbing, or we're walking, or whatever, doing an activity. And more people feel more connected, maybe when they're having sex, knocking boots, woohoo, making sweet love, right? Or, you know what, when we're just sitting, laying in bed, watching a movie or listening to music. Everybody's different, but it's learning, how does your person feel connected to you and what's it take? Now you can also maybe incorporate those into your nightly rituals that feel both connected. You can have a bunch of different stuff, okay? A nightly ritual can be one thing, but it also can be 5 things, and maybe your nightly ritual is, okay, Monday night we're going to connect this way, Tuesday we're going to use this ritual, Wednesday we use, it's whatever works for you, or you can use, one thing all the time. This is about you. A lot of people in this field, in the mental health field, the counseling field, they try to dictate to people, you should do this. You need to be like this. Your relationship, you need to have it like, what? No. And I tell my clients, my couples, I tell people in general, if you come across that in that therapist, I'm the professional, so I have to dictate how you should be, you need to get the hell out of their office. Plain and simple. No one lives your life. Go after what works for you. And that's where I try to incorporate. It ain't about me. It's about you and how it can help you get to where you want to be emotionally, mentally, soulfully, and yes, physically, people, what works best for you. And one way of doing this is incorporating the nightly rituals. And we all know one person, they're like, oh, they roll their eyes, right? And the other one like, oh my God, I can't. The anger, because it's not anger. On the surface it is. Underneath, it's hurt, right? That's where I want people, man, it's important to me. I want to feel loved. And the other partner might be annoyed, but I'm like, why are you annoyed when you are trying to connect with your partner? When your partner is reaching for you to make the relationship better or marriage better, why are you annoyed? Good question to ask, right? Not that you shouldn't be annoyed. I want to know what's creating it. Some people, right, with the nightly rituals or what works to feel more connected, they're uncomfortable. Some people, they hate talking, right? They have a hard time expressing their love, their emotions, what they feel. Or I feel upset. I feel disrespected. I feel like my partner was rude, but I can't tell them that because I feel like, you know what, they're going to get mad. It's going to cause an argument. Or I feel guilty because I'm going to be mean. And I'm like, I get why you feel guilty. I don't want that because what you feel is important. But now we look at how do you want to be different? How can you improve and evolve if you want to get more connected, that those things that are uncomfortable, but they're healthy for you and your relationship or marriage, that they become a lot less uncomfortable. They become, like this, that you're no longer uncomfortable talking, connecting, that type of situation. Some people can connect, physically, but emotionally, mentally, they can't. Or, let's face it, they can. They just have a hard time doing it, and it's uncomfortable for them, okay? So go over these. Talk to your partner. Incorporate nightly rituals into your relationship or love life, marriage, and also incorporate a weekly ritual as a status update of the relationship. I know everybody's rolling their eyes. Greg, I work, we have kids, we have family, we have this, we have that. But if you don't make your relationship or marriage a priority and important, at least often, your relationship or marriage won't last. I can almost guarantee it. And if it does last, you both are going to be unhappy. At best, you're going to be unhappy and feel disconnected. So I'm trying to help you so that does not happen, people, okay? So, you know what? Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org. Check it out. I always have self-help courses going on. You can check them out. Healing After an Affair, which that's mostly what I work with over 20 plus years with couples. I have or, reigniting your relationship, 28 days to reignite your relationship, and also a premarital course, right? And you can use that, the premarital course, moving in together. Of course, what your expectations are, living together or being married. What do those look like? So I have those, and they're reasonable. They're not expensive at all. I also have my Stop Hate, Love Intentionally gear right here. I have Love Intentionally part of my gear, my mugs, but shirts, hoodies, I don't have it on today, but they're actually pretty cool, a lot of compliments. So check them out, and I appreciate you, watching, taking your time to watch the show. And remember, direct message me, private message me, let me know just, hey, 12 noon, 8 p.m. Let me know what you would prefer the Art of Relationships show to be broadcast on live, okay? Like I said, I'm here for you. I want to help people out. That's my passion, and I want to do what's best in order to help you out, okay? So follow me, YouTube, follow me, like me. Most of my videos are probably easy. The easiest accessible is on YouTube, at LoveGuruGreg. You follow me all over social media. Same thing, at LoveGuruGreg. So peace and love to everybody out there. Everybody take care. Happy, or hopefully,